Marvel's response to their villain problem? Turn their big bad Thanos into the hero of his own story. I'm Joe Starr, and this is Screen Junkies News. After a Guardians of the Galaxy 2 set visit, the internet exploded with a gauntlet of quotes from Kevin Feige, James Gunn, and others regarding the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but one quote stood out among the rest. Feige told reporters that, quote, Thanos in Infinity War is, you could almost go so far as to say he's the main character, and that's a bit of a departure from what we've done before, but was appropriate for a movie called Infinity War. I mean, making your big bad your protagonist for Marvel, yeah, I'd call that a pretty big departure. A great big purple and blue departure. Here to talk to me about it is Matt Key and Jay Washington. Gentlemen, at first I thought he was blue, and then I couldn't remember if he was purple or not, so I just threw them both in there.
Blurple.
She's blurple.
Blurple.
Yeah, the big galactic blurple menace.
He's purple.
He's purple, thank you. Like Barney.
Yeah.
Equally terrifying. So guys, this is kind of, if this isn't just sort of like lip service, like, yeah, he's really getting a lot of screen time, and this movie is kind of like a Thanos-led movie, this is a big change
it's a
for
giant
Marvel's
change,
MO.
Yeah. And it would be a pretty weird answer to their villain problem to make their villain like an anti-hero, like, you know?
And make him the star of this major movie. You know, it's not a filler movie. It's not a...
Yeah, this is
the lead up since 2007, right? 2008, yeah.
This is the culmination of 10 years worth of movies. And you're like, you know what, the hell with Robert Downey Jr. Chris Evans, forget those pretty blue eyes. We're going with
Let's get the Blurple Titan.
Let's get the Blurple in here.
The big Blurple Titan. So what do you guys think they mean when he's pretty much the main character of the movie? Do you guys honestly think that this is going to be sort of a Thanos hero's journey with quips from Tony Stark?
Yes. I think it's a possibility. I don't know if it is for sure. I think it would be a giant departure for them to do that, but I think that's what makes this such an interesting option, like something so interesting on the table to make the villain the hero. Like, it's so weird and so out there, but so much what Marvel has been doing, especially with their cosmic and everything else, like with Guardians and then Doctor Strange and Ant-Man, things are just getting weirder. So for them to take a narrative twist and make the villain the good guy, or not necessarily the good guy, but the protagonist of the film, who is chasing down like his own 5 or 6 MacGuffins, like, I think that's great. And that immediately brought to my mind a book called Thanos Quest by Jim Starlin.
The great Jim Starlin, sure.
That was a prelude to Infinity Gauntlet in the early 90s. And it's basically the story of Thanos going and getting the gems. Like, he goes and gets the stones. He finds a way to defeat every single elder or being that has this the one stone.
Which in this case would be our heroes at this point, really.
Yeah.
Well, the stones are spread out.
Right.
We know they're spread out.
Yeah.
And that leads into this next part, because they've said Josh Brolin went live on Instagram and he deleted it, because, again, when you go live, it doesn't stay for long. It's there and it's gone. He went on set from Infinity War and took a video with him, Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, and Benicio del Toro.
Collector.
The Collector.
Which means we've got the Collector on set.
We got the Collector on set.
And when something's spread out and you have a Collector, what's he going to do, Jay Washington?
He's going to collect things and bring them together.
He's going to bring them to the Blurple.
So here's honestly what I think they could do, or what they could be leading up to. We know that what they have is like 60 some odd characters that they've and like they've gone on record and said, we're not going to do all of them, but they're probably doing a good majority of them. And what is that, 50, 40 characters? That's still a lot of main characters.
It is.
So I think what they're doing is, I legitimately think they're going to sort of almost segment this film out. And they're
have a two parts to Infinity War anyway.
Well, we don't know that.
It's not official. Remember, they canceled that. They officially said that this is Infinity War.
They got a little shifty with it.
Right. Yeah. Next one, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. So what I think they might be doing is, like, the Collector has the Reality Stone, because we saw that at the end of, what was that, Thor Dark World?
Thor Dark World.
So I think Thanos maybe is going after he's going to go attack the Collector, and the Collector's a cosmic elder who's going to fight for his own. He probably has other allies, like the Grandmaster, who's in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, as played by Jeff Goldblum. So cosmic elder fight with Thanos just to get that one stone. Then we move on to Xandar fighting the Guardians to get the Power Stone. Then we move on to Kamar-Taj to get the Time Stone, or Asgard to get the Tesseract, the Space Stone. The Space Stone.
Space
And
Stone.
as, honestly, as much as I appreciate the theory you're laying down, like you had me at Jeff, like you could have stopped at Jeff Goldblum.
Just,
and
but
I'm
do
like,
you
this
want to
sounds
see an
great.
elder just in there? So, listen. This is what you got to do. Thanos.
Like Thanos, we can either fight or we can. I can play jazz piano.
Find the code. Read the codes.
So we're talking a lot about sort of Marvel Cosmic. Feige also had something to say about Cosmic and Phase 3. He said a lot of our upcoming movies will be set in the Marvel Cosmic Universe. The upcoming movies will be as much in space as they are on Earth, starting with Thor Ragnarok. There are 3 scenes on Earth in Thor Ragnarok. Everything else is in Asgard and beyond the 9 realms. So what else do you guys think we've got sort of cooking as far as Marvel Cosmic goes with our remaining movies?
Well, we were talking before, and I really liked what you said about Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Well, Ant-Man and the Wasp, if you remember, one of the biggest things was don't go atomic.
Like, don't go quantum.
Don't go quantum.
It's in French. It's
Right.
yeah, whatever.
You see,
I botched the whole thing.
We know what it
Subatomique.
is.
Subatomique.
Don't do the subatomique. But what happens is we see Scott Lang, he does it, and he successfully does it.
Mm-hmm.
So we've seen that microverse now, because again, that shows you that the original Wasp can still be in there and alive because he got in and got out. Time never ages. Time never moves. So she's coming out. She can come out as a young old mom.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
So we have that.
I gotta tell you, she's her own Steve Rogers, possibly.
Yeah.
But we have that. That is really disturbing. Like, how old are you? I'm 77. How old are you? 83. Damn, you look good. But we have that universe now. We've seen it.
Yeah.
We've seen the microverse basically because now it's shown it can be traversed. We know how to do it. So that's something that we're definitely going to see there, possibly Ant-Man and the Wasp. You had a great one.
Well, we've got Black Panther coming up, Infinity War, Ant-Man and Wasp, Captain Marvel. All of those, like with the exception of Black Panther, all of those are out there. And this year we're seeing Guardians and we're seeing Thor. We already know Thor's way out there, for the gladiator fights and on the ship and flying around or whatever. But I think one of the things that we could possibly see with the Soul Stone is that it's either in Asgard with Heimdall or it's in Wakanda with the Black Panther family. And I think maybe
could be cool.
Because the Black Panthers have this ability to commune with the dead. That's not really explored too much in the comics, but enough that it's entirely possible that entire family line has found a way to
the Marvel
go.
movies have continually found fun ways to sort of connect ideas with sort of the MacGuffins and the drive of the MCU. So that's not far off.
Another place that they could be going, either again with Thor or an Asgard or with the Black Panther, is into the Soul Stone, because the Soul Stone is the only stone of all 6 that has its own pocket universe. And that could be another thing that they're doing. So, like if Peter Dinklage is indeed playing Pip, that's where we first find him.
Right.
It's the same with Adam Warlock.
Yep.
And we already know that we've got the Sovereign race. They're like where Adam Warlock comes from, at least according to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
The Collector has a cocoon that everybody believes is Adam Warlock's cocoon. It's his pod.
Yeah.
So
we're already talking about old young people, and that's like the movie Cocoon.
Yep.
So we're good.
So it's exciting to think that we're getting off of Earth so much.
Yeah.
And probably with like in the 4th Avengers film, it will be barely on Earth at that point.
I think Guardians 1 set up for all this to be able to be done, because Guardians is the first movie they did that's completely not based on Earth at all. Xandar is an Earth-like planet, but it's not Earth.
They swung for the fences.
They're like, let's see it. If it happens, if it works, we can do whatever.
Yeah.
And they proved it. So now we get Guardians 2. We saw what we've seen so far with Doctor Strange. Infinity War, we're going to see this. Are we going to see it going into maybe Secret Wars?
Even in Thor 2, we opened with just them fighting just general space. It works. It's fine. We can do it. And then, of course, then we have Captain Marvel on the horizon.
And Captain Marvel is very much a cosmic hero.
Absolutely. And even in the comics, I think we saw that when the MCU first started rolling, the comics started rushing to catch up. But I think at this point, they have their roadmap. We see now that they've put Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, in a lot more cosmic situations in her comic books.
Yeah.
So that sort of might be telling, sort of them lining books up ahead of movies now. So definitely.
Which I think they're definitely doing. And the comics that you're talking about with Kelly Sue DeConnick at the helm have been great. They're all great.
Absolutely awesome.
And she's a pilot, so it makes sense that she can like fly spacecraft through space. Like, so Tony Stark is like, here's a Space Quinjet, take it off, Carol Danvers.
Exactly.
Go ahead, you know how to use this.
And
know
like
how to
that
do
cool
this.
haircut could have only been given to Carol Danvers by like a cool space barber.
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah. There's no barber on Earth who can do that.
No, you
Yeah.
got to be able to have special space clippers for that. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
exactly.
no human would style a faux hawk that way.
Not with the walls.
Guys, thanks for hanging out and talking space and the big blurple with me. Internet, we want to know what you think about the blurple. Is he going to be the star of his own movie? And how often do your friends have cool Marvel conversations that you're not allowed to be a part of that you find out after? Thanks for nothing, Matt and Jay. Let us know in the comments. Click around here for more internet and keep watching Screen Junkies News. Goodbye forever. Or is it forever?